Welcome to another live stream concert of the North Oakland Concert Band. My name is Mark Buchanan. I'm the president of the band and a member of the trumpet section. We are broadcasting live from the Orion Center in Orion Township, Michigan. Thank you to everyone here at the Orion Center and to ONTV for making this concert possible and available for you to watch. We do wish everyone could join us in person, but we all know that's not possible right now and we have to remain apart. Hopefully soon we'll be able to see you in person at our two upcoming outdoor summer concerts on June 22nd and August 8th. Both concerts will be at the Wildwood Amphitheater in Orion Township. Please sign up for our mailing list on our website and we'll send you a reminder. You'll notice that the band is spread out into two rooms, separated by a wall with the podium right in the center. A very unusual setting indeed, as our concert title suggests. Tonight we will introduce you to the two winners of our annual concerto competition. This is our 7th year of awarding a cash prize and the opportunity for standout high school seniors to perform their favorite concerto with us. We will introduce them to you later in the program. As always, thank you for your generous donations. We still have expenses and need and hope for your continued support. Our donation basket is also virtual and easily accessible from our website at www.nocb.org. Just click on the top of the page at Donate via PayPal. Or if you prefer to send a check, our address is on the Contact Us page. Our first piece tonight is the Golden Jubilee March by John Philip Sousa. To commemorate his 50th year as a conductor, John Philip Sousa wrote Golden Jubilee. He was hesitant at first to compose anything for his own gratification, but reasoned that his public might expect something special. The inspiration for the piece came with considerable difficulty, even for Sousa. Finally, he said, "I've always been inspired by an occasion, and as I thought of the Golden Jubilee and all it meant to me, 50 years of band leading, I seemed to see the world passing in review. There they were, peoples of every land, on parade, at great music festivals, going to war, at expositions, attending the opera, in the home, listening to a march. So the music took form, and then the Golden Jubilee March was ready for placing on paper." Now please welcome the conductor of the North Oakland Concert Band, Annette Kline.
Good evening, NOCB audience, and greetings from the West Wing of the band. I am your program moderator for the evening. I'm Robin Myers and a member of the flute section, and it gives us great pleasure to know that you're out there with us, even if you are virtual to us. We really appreciate you tuning in tonight and appreciating what we do, because without you, we wouldn't be here. The Shenandoah Valley and the Shenandoah River are located in Virginia and are beautiful areas of the American landscape. Although there has always been disagreement pertaining to how the valley and the river got its name, the origins all date to the 19th century. The origins of the folk song are equally obscure, as it has been attributed variously to a coal miner in Pennsylvania, a young protege of Stephen Foster, and even a housewife in Lexington, Kentucky. Many variants on the melody and text have been handed down through the years, the most popular telling the story of an early settler's love for a Native American woman. To Kelly's 1999 composition, Shenandoah, is based on this American folk song, whose popularity has not been dimmed by its uncertain origin and meaning. To Kelly himself aptly describes how this song inspired his work for band. He states, "In my setting of Shenandoah, I was inspired by the freedom and the beauty of the folk melody, and by the natural images evoked by the words, especially the image of a river. Sometimes the accompaniment flows quietly under the melody, and other times it breathes alongside of it. I was less concerned with the sound of a rolling river than with its life-affirming energy, its timelessness. As you will hear, the work's mood ranges from quiet reflection through growing optimism and ends in profound exultation." We give you now Frank Kelly's Shenandoah.
people.
The Concerto in E-flat major for alto saxophone was written by Alexander Glazunov in 1934. Although invented in the early 1840s, the saxophone was still fairly new and unfamiliar in Glazunov's day. It remained untouched for a long time as it was considered a middle-class instrument. However, Glazunov was enthralled by the sound of the saxophone, which added a new timbre to the musical world. The work premiered in Sweden on November 25th of 1934 with Sigurd Rascher, a famous German saxophonist, as soloist. It was Rascher who is credited for bringing about the concerto's composition. He hounded Glazunov for a saxophone concerto, so much so that the composer wrote to a colleague that he had started the piece in March under the influences of attacks rather than requests from the Danish saxophonist named Sigurd Rascher. The composition is deeply rooted in Romanticism and has entered the standard saxophone repertoire. Tonight, the NOCB would like to feature our first youth concerto winner, Joshua Bicos. He is an 18-year-old senior at Bloomfield Hills High School and has been playing saxophone since he was just a mere 10 years of age. He has played with the symphony band and jazz band throughout high school and is involved with the Detroit youth bands at the Detroit Symphony Orchestra. Joshua has been accepted and will be going to Indiana University to study data science and plans to continue making music at Indiana in the Indiana University Marching Band and other university bands. We wish him well in his future, but now let me introduce Joshua Bicos as he plays for you the Concerto in E-flat by Alexander Glazunov.
Can we do a tuning now? Sorry.
Thank you very much, Joshua. That was very great. Thank you, thank you. So on behalf of the North Oakland Concert Band, we'd like to present you with the certificate commemorating today's performance.
Thank you.
And then in addition, we have a gift for you, a check for $1,000 that we know you'll put to great use at your university next year.
Thank you so
So
much.
thank you very much. I guess we got to do this, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It is wonderful to see our youth grow up and continue on with their music studies, or as I say, music doesn't stop when your high school career ends. It continues on, and we are an example of that. So we wish him well in his future. Beethoven's Egmont overture correlates to a story, and one no less, by the great German author Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. In 1787, Goethe penned a magnificent play about the Dutch hero Count Egmont. Egmont was a popular military leader and an empathizer with his countrymen in the then Spanish Netherlands in the 16th century. When protests for autonomy and religious freedom began to crop up, the ruling Spanish Habsburgs decided to stop the unrest in any way possible. As an example to all, Count Egmont's severed head was placed on a pike in the marketplace in 1568. Brutal times. But this grisly image, aside from plunging the oppressed Dutch into a brief despair, soon became an emblem of the struggle. Egmont and his bravery became the symbol of heroism against oppression, and many bloody years later, the Dutch indeed finally won their independence. Goethe's play captured those elements of despair, struggle, resolve, and triumph masterfully, and when in 1810, a new production of his play was being staged in Vienna, Beethoven was asked to provide the incidental music consisting of an overture and 9 musical numbers, a commission he eagerly accepted. The music shows Beethoven striving for an ever greater sense of dramatic intensity. We give you now the Egmont Overture by Ludwig van Beethoven. What a wonderful classical work for band. It was a pleasure to play that for you, and we hope you enjoyed it as much as we did playing it. Vaughan Williams composed his Concerto for Tuba for the Golden Jubilee of the London Symphony Orchestra in 1954. While the piece is relatively short, it still demonstrates Vaughan Williams' own harmonic and rhythmic style. Initial reviews of the premiere were mixed. Some called the work an elephantine romp and marked that it was humorous and salty. History has shown this first reaction was far too superficial. The technical difficulties of writing an effective concerto for an instrument whose compass lies even lower than that of the cello or the bassoon proved to be a stimulating challenge, and Vaughan Williams took great pains to discover the tuba's capabilities. The concerto highlights the tuba's playful and deceptively agile capacity, and tonight to play it for you is Haley Pauzus. She is currently a senior at Lake Orion High School and was born and raised here in Lake Orion. She started playing the trombone in 6th grade, but then switched 3 months later to tuba. Smart move. In middle school, she was part of the Walden Middle School Band under the direction of our own director, Annette Kline, and has been studying with Dr. Ken Crushy at Oakland University since 8th grade. She joined competitive marching band, concert band, and the symphonic band of Lake Orion High School as a freshman and the wind ensemble as a sophomore. Her dedication to music has earned her a place in the Michigan All-State Band for 4 years, the Honors Performance Series at Carnegie Hall, and allowed her to travel across Europe with the Blue Lake International Exchange Program and with the Voyagers, Ambassadors of Music. Haley is thrilled to have this opportunity to challenge herself and to perform with the North Oakland Concert Band, and hopes it will aid her in future career in the music field. After graduation, we understand that Haley just got accepted to the University of Michigan, and she'll be double majoring in tuba performance and music education. Please welcome Haley Pauzus, our second Youth Concerto winner for 2021, as she plays the first movement of the Concerto in F minor by Ralph Vaughan Williams.
Do you need a tuning up?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Thank you, Haley. Great job. Sounded wonderful. On behalf of the North Oakland Concert Band, we'd like to present you with the certificate to commemorate today's performance. And we have a gift for you, a check for $1,000 for you to use at the University of Michigan.
Thank you.
Go blue, and I can do the fist bump. Thank you.
Again, a fine performance by another one of our youth concerto winners. I'd like to mention that any donations that come to us, or a good portion of those donations, go toward the awards, the monetary awards that we are giving out to these youth concerto winners. So just wanted to let you know it's definitely worth you donating to the band so that we can do and sponsor programs like this. The first legendary notes that spawned the blues and rock and roll rang out from Beale Street in Memphis, Tennessee, a city considered by many to be the home of blues and the birthplace of rock and roll. Haunting guitar licks like those of B.B. King still echo through the streets, even on a quiet downtown night. It's official. Memphis likes the nightlife. It likes to boogie, and you will too, with the great live music as we present to you Beale Street Blues, which was always one of the highlights of concerts by the famous Canadian brass. David Marshall's adaptation of this great W.C. Handy blues piece includes the ad-lib solos and some downright dirty Dixieland played by the entire band. Without further ado, Beale Street Blues by W.C. Handy. At the turn of the 20th century, there was a general interest in the recording and utilization of folk music led by a number of European composers and musicologists. This list includes such musical luminaries as Bartók, Grieg, Percy Grainger, and our final composer for the night, Ralph Vaughan Williams, many of whom were assisted in their folk song collection by newly invented portable recording devices. Folk songs from the British Isles became particularly fruitful foundations for new compositions, many of which were compiled by members of the English Folk Song Society, whose members included the aforementioned Vaughan Williams and Grainger, as well as many other collectors and composers. The Wind Band has been a primary beneficiary of this English folk revival, with many masterworks composed in the first half of the 20th century relying on those collected folk melodies. Vaughan Williams' English Folk Song Suite is a work in 3 movements that weaves 9 folk songs into what Grainger would later call a posy or collection of musical flowers. At first, the suite included an additional movement, Sea Songs, but the composer removed it and published it on its own after the premiere at Kneller Hall, home of Britain's finest military music academy, and the premiere was on July 4th of 1923. Ralph Vaughan Williams' English Folk Song Suite is full of quintessential British folk songs that take you on a whirlwind of different stories and emotions, from the sparkling opening of 17 on Sunday to the haunting tones of My Bonnie Boy. The whole suite is a true cultural delight we hope you enjoy. For our final piece this evening, the English Folk Song Suite by Ralph Vaughan Williams. all for attending tonight's concert, and we hope to see you live and in person without the east-west situation out at the Wildwood Amphitheater on June 22nd and also on August 8th. Hope to see you out there. Take care and thanks.
Could we just give another round of applause for our two fine soloists for tonight?